care what religion I am, I always keep my rosary. I was taught that since I was a little girl from my dad. Always. I even have a rosary tattooed on my feet. But anywho, good morning, guys. I really channeled this song last night, but I was really exhausted. And I know that's not an excuse, but this song used to be one of my favorite songs by Patti LaBelle. I can't complain. I want you guys to really go Google that song and listen to the lyrics of that song. I was touching lives before I even knew I was Empress Shay Shay. I remember, I'm going to say this first of all. Each time our life, we go in stages in our life. Okay. I know you guys like to hear the spiritual talk and all that, but I'm going to talk to you this morning. We go by stages. You ever hear this song by Ray Charles? Ray Charles also, where he says, one of his songs, and he's like, life is in stages or something like, I don't know what song is that, but anywho, we go through stages in our lives upon us elevating up. And your healing journey never stops until the day God comes for you. Okay? I tell you guys, when you heal, when you start healing, you start remembering a whole lot of things that had never crossed your mind before. That's how you know that you're elevating. Your frequency is getting higher. Last night, I started thinking of a girl I had never thought of before. Her name was Joanne. And I met her when I lived in Florida. We were stationed in Florida. And she used to always call me Sharon Phillips, Sharon Phillips. And I wouldn't understand why she would call me my full name. Guys, I'm just waking up, so I sound kind of hoarse. And I was like, and one day when when um when we got ready to transfer to Virginia, we were leaving each other, because sometimes military people go to the same place, not at the same time, but we were going two different directions this one time, and I had became friends with her, and not too many people I'll become friends with. She was an African American girl, and she told me, she said, you know what? When I was getting ready to leave, she said, you know what? I'm never going to forget you. And I'm like, what? She said, you taught me so much. Do you hear what you're saying? When you talk, you inspire me, Sharon. You make me think I could do anything. I thought about that last night, and I started crying because that's God showing me. If you never believe that this is what you're supposed to be doing, Sharon, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And I say, oh my God, that girl was telling me that year. Guys, you know how old I was? My daughter was 5 years old at the time. So that means, let me see, I had to be 22 or 23 at the time. I was in college, um, Jacksonville Community College. I was in college. I was working, going to school. I always had a lot on my plate. Of course, didn't finish because I had a wreck or something. Yeah, I had a really bad wreck. But guys, I'm telling you, God has always carried me. And the whole moral of the story, you have to know and let go and let God carry you. I know I say that all the time, but it's true. Even last night when I was at Olive Garden, it was two girls that were sitting there. And the Holy Spirit told me, Shay Shay, go over there and talk to them. When I started talking to them, I said, do you mind if I touch you? She's like, no, they was really sweet girls. And I started telling them things about me and why I was at Olive Garden and what was my purpose coming in the inside of Olive Garden. And they just started crying. They say, ma'am. And I say, you're going to be okay. And I was telling each one of them, I was just talking to them. I don't want to disclose their business, but she was like, how did you know? We came here to cry because we're going through something. Yep. And I say, you know what? I kept on staring at you guys. And the Holy Spirit said, Shay Shay, go over there and talk to them. I knew they were going through something. But some people you just can't walk up and start telling them who you are. So I say, do you mind if I tell you who I am? And they was like, huh? And then I told them. And they was like, I believe you. I caught their attention. Because see, when the Holy Spirit tells me to do something, it's already done. That means God has already God had have already basically, well, I would say God is in the mix. So I'm anointed, right? So when I come in the zone, like in the vicinity of a person, then God is going to protect me, meaning God is going to come through me and show them what I'm speaking about them is real. I'm just going to say that. So you don't have to be afraid if somebody going to say, get away from me or you're crazy or whatever, because at that time, God is already there in the conversation because God is leading you to them people. And whatever those people going through, they're hungry to hear whatever you have to say about the Holy Spirit. And guys, I said this day before yesterday, I say it all the time. People are really hungry for God, but they don't know how to seek him. And that's why people like me is on this earth to try to show them this is the way you go. And that journey is not easy. Guys, I cried rivers last night. And I thought about you guys. I said, you know what? It's another part of my life that I'm healing right now. Because when you heal, when you start going through healing on certain things, that's the first thing to acknowledge that you cry, cry, cry. And I'd be like, oh my God, you just start crying. And tears come from nowhere because that's all that built up pain that you had for whatever situation that have hurted you. And as I was coming home from Olive Garden, I had channeled that song, I Can't Complain. And I put it on my radio coming home, and I just started crying because those lyrics didn't even mean the same to me as when I listened to them years before. She said, I can't complain. Every day is a new beginning in this journey of my life. I done just as I desired, lived on a wire without a net, been so many places, and I've seen so many faces, beautiful lives that I have touched and will never forget. That's a message for me. That's that whole statement that I just said to you guys. That was my whole life. I was touching lives. I'm thinking I'm just following my ex-husband in the military, but really I was touching lives. Everywhere I went, I'm telling you guys, people was talking to me like, girl, who are you? You know how you speak, Go home and listen to the words you're saying. Tape yourself. I am not kidding you. But I didn't, I couldn't put two and two together because I was in a toxic situation. But God was showing me then, trying to show me who I was through other people. So I touched lives everywhere I went, guys. And the only life that I didn't touch was my own. And you know what I mean by that? God was giving me so many signs. And I was so stupid. I didn't know. God was showing me who I was years before. But I was so into, oh, I'm with my husband. I'm with into material things, into the worldly things. I couldn't see. So God said, okay, Shay, you don't want to see. I'm giving you all these messages. Let me show you something. And the pastor told me that one time. Let me really make you see what I'm trying to tell you. And that's when I lost my first child. Are you woke now? And my father used to always tell me, don't let God. You want to do it, Sharon. Don't let God do it. Meaning, you want to change your life. You want to acknowledge that it is a change that needs to take place in your life. You don't want God to do it. Because when God do it, it's not going to be the way you want it done. And I say, what the hell is he talking about? Now I know. I was giving you all types of signs. You didn't take heed to counsel. So now I have to hit hard to wake you up. I'm telling you guys. That's why I tell people, when I tell my story, don't feel sorry for me. Because I don't want pity. I've never been that type of person. I don't understand people that want pity. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious. Because I know everything in my life was a lesson to becoming who I am now. Guys, it's a short message. I have to go. Of course, you guys already know I have to open a clinic because nobody ever comes to work. But even in that situation at this job, it's something to be learned from it because I'm still teaching. Everywhere I go, I'm still teaching. And the more I teach, the more God bless me. You see how that works? I get the blessings from teaching you guys. Am I doing it for that? No. But that is what God told me. Okay? And I thank you guys and I thank the Holy Spirit. My channel is doing so well. Okay? Everything is not overnight. But I thank God. Whatever plan God has for me, it's going to come to me when I least expect it. And it's already happening. Believe it or not, it's already happening. Okay, so guys, let me go so I can go to work. I'll probably talk to you guys more today because we don't have evening clinic on today. So, but I just had to give you guys that message. If the Holy Spirit gives you gifts to teach people, do just as He wants you to do. But you have to pray, guys. You have to pray in order to know what is your purpose in life. And that's why I put the title, I Can't Complain. Don't wait till it gets so bad before you wake up to living your purpose. living your purpose while he's giving you signs. And I'm going to leave you with that. Love you guys.